Hello, my creative friends. My name is Heather North. You can find me on Instagram at Heather's Creative Blessings. That's Heather's with an S. And today is Thursday. Oh my goodness, it has been a week. Thursday, May 20th, 2021. This is Flosstube number 23. So it's my video mainly about what's been going on in my stitching world. I'm thinking about titling this video Best Laid Plans, or Don't Make Plans, or Plans Can Change. It seems like every time I make a plan for the weekend, something comes up. So I'm just gonna dive right in. Last weekend was WIPGO weekend. Thankfully, I had set my goals low. I just wanted to work an hour on each of my WIPGO projects. If you're not familiar, WIPGO is kind of like bingo for your works in progress. It was created by Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on YouTube and on Facebook. And you kind of set your own rules, your own guidelines, and work within the WIPs to try and get them closer to completion throughout the year. And so my goals were set low because it's spring, summer. When it is sunny outside, I don't do as much stitching. I don't do hardly any quilting at all in the summer, when it gets hot especially. But cross stitching I could still do, but it's sunny, right? So if it's sunny, there's weeds to pull, there's flowers to water, there's dogs to chase. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff to do. So I wasn't sure what the weekend would hold. And so I just set an hour on each of my WIPs that were called for this month. I had already met my WIPGO goals earlier in the week, last week, as far as the hours on each of them. But this weekend, I don't even know that it was, I think it was sunny. It was quite a ride. My son decided that he wanted a new car. He has been looking for several months, but he just told us this last week what his plans were, and he found a car. Unfortunately, we live here in Washington, and it was down in Oregon, Warrenton, Oregon, which is near Astoria. You might know Goonies, Kindergarten Cop, that kind of an area. And so he needed us to take him down there so he could bring his car back. So Saturday was spent doing that instead of stitching, although I did bring some stitching with me, a new start, and I'll be sharing that with you in this video. And then the next day he wanted to show off his car to the car club, so we took it to autocross, and there's no stitching out at autocross. It's basically a kind of a race. They set up cones on an old abandoned airfield that they rent out, and he didn't race his car, but just watching it. So it's all open air, and it was just nice to be able to do something kind of normal like we used to do before, you know. And then on the way home, we went to the pet hospital and picked up Bella's ashes. And so by the time we got home from all of that, I was just wiped out. I just exhausted. And so, and there was stuff to catch up on, because here I've spent 2 days away from home that I planned on being home. So I haven't got a lot of stitching, but I did want to bring this update to you, and I'm going to share what I did, because next week I won't be doing a video. I'm pretty sure. We are going to our niece's, my husband's niece's wedding, and we'll be driving all the way down to California, and I get car sick. It would be great if I didn't get car sick, because I could just stitch the whole time, but I can't read in the car. Even looking at my phone, like he'll ask me to look up directions, and just the movement of the car while I'm looking down does not work for me, unfortunately. So I'm going to bring some stitching with me, but I don't foresee getting a lot done. So everything that I have, like my weekly goals, will get kind of pushed out, and I'll have another week. I did place some orders. So, but my next video, I'm going to have a whole lot of haul to show you, I think. This week, not so much. So let's dive into my WIPGO. The first thing is my oldest WIP. This is A Bride's Prayer. Oops, I have to close up the chart. I was working on it this morning. put in. I'm trying to put in an hour a week. And part of the reason is I want to get as much done in one area as I can. It's a lot of different color changes. It's all DMC called for. And there's just a few little stitches and then you have to change. And so I like to get the thread the thread color I'm working on in that area done before I move on. So I have dedicated time when I'm working on this and wait till a good stopping point. But I'm working, this weekend I was kind of working on these pillows. And let me pull that out. Ouch. I don't have a needle minder on this one. I got the needle. Ugh, can you see this? Okay, so I'm going to show a little bit close up. Let me do this. If you've never done a Flosstube video and tried to show these, it's not as easy as it looks. Okay, so just about all of this in here was done this weekend. I had just a little bit done ahead of time. And then I also came over here because I had just a little bit of the ecru left and not enough to do the area here. I just went over by her hair and added in those little stitches. So that was this weekend and this morning. Whew. So next Wednesday we'll be back. By then I will pull this out. That should be the last Wednesday of the month, and then this can go. We'll decide. I might put it away for a little while. It's not the easiest project, but it is beautiful. So that was A Bride's Prayer by Paula Vaughn. The kids are staying home. I say kids, I mean, my youngest is 21. He's one just got a car. The 24-year-old, he's in his final week with 3 of his classes. And he's got finals and papers due, so he's actually gonna take a day off and stay home with the dogs and get his work done. And then he'll only have, I think, a few weeks left with his final course, and then he'll be graduating. He's getting his bachelor's in aeronautical engineering, and just because of the way it works, he'll also end up with an associate's degree. It'll be a second associate's degree. So we're really proud of him. I'm really excited for him. But yeah, he's going to be home and puppy sitting. Hopefully the next time we go somewhere, it won't be so much of an issue. Our fencing is on its way finally up from California. We can get the rest of the fence repaired. We have it pretty stable, but I wouldn't, not stable enough to just leave the dogs outside and be gone for 2 or 3 days. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I am experimenting right now with leaving them outside while I film this video. Okay, so my second whip, this is Shannon Christine Designs, and for WIPGO. The pattern, I guess, that I put down is Rose Farm Frame. Here we go. It's the frame itself is a freebie from Shannon Christine Designs. You can find it on her website. And then all this in the middle are different charts. So this is the pink barn, and then there's 3 separate charts down here. So for the frame, it's the white boxes around, and then the chart also includes this check here at the top and the bottom. So my goal was to work on this, I think 4 hours on this and 5 hours on Bride's Prayer. I definitely have surpassed that. My goal for the weekend was to just spend an hour or finish the white boxes, whichever came first. And I can't tell you which came first, but I can tell you I did both. And I was hoping today I could come with the whole frame done, but it didn't happen. It would have if I had been home more this weekend. So Rose Farm Frame by Shannon Christine Designs. And you can see I've started on the green at the bottom. Oh, that's a little bit of fuzz. I could spend all day pulling fuzz off, couldn't I? So yeah, I just have a little bit. I've got the rest of that light green, and then I'll add in the dark green and the frame. And then there's 2 rows of vertical boxes that will go down, and then that frame will be done. I also, because I had a little bit of white left over when I did the white across here, I added a little more to the fence on the side of the barn. This is the pink barn. I've also started that one. Love Shannon Christine Designs. If you haven't tried her out, I highly recommend her patterns. I think they're all full, well, maybe not all of them, but I think on this pattern at least, it's all full X's and not any half stitches or anything crazy. No French knots. Not the half stitches are crazy, but it's just different. So if you're more of a beginner, this would be tackling a whole lot, but it is doable. Excuse me. The next up is a freebie from Hello from Liz Matthews. It was in one of her newsletters. It's called Arrow Celebration Small. You can go to her website, Hello from Liz Matthews, and get that from her. Also, you can find her on Instagram. I am doing this on 36 count with tartan plaid. That was the color, and I love that color. I'm so glad they sent it to me. The keepsake sent me along with this piece of 36 count, and I think I had the A and the L, or part of the L last time, and I've got all what I'm almost done. It's kind of, I've got the rest of the A, the Y, the S, and is there an arrow on the back? Yeah, I guess I'm not quite done. This has been quite the experiment for me, and I am pleasantly surprised that I can do 36 count. I wasn't sure that I could do that high of a count and be able to still see it, but so far it has not been a problem. I do have to wear my glasses and not do it when my eyes are super tired, but yeah, it's been good. I'm looking to make sure, because I have some things in this basket that I actually didn't get to work on this week that I had planned on. The next one is Fresh Cut from, is it It's So Emma? It's So Emma. This is the Stitch Quarterly from Fat Quarter Shop. And I'm using the called for Cosmo floss. Don't have a whole lot of and the fabric that came in there with it. It's an Ada. I believe 14 count. I want to say malted milk, but I'm not sure. I'd had a little more progress because I worked on this down here. It's a quick, easy stitch. I just seem to pull it out and then don't have time to work on it. So I put in maybe not even a length of thread, and it seems like I'm getting called away to do something else. So this is one of those projects that I have a bag in here with scissors. It's a separate zippered bag with my scissors and what's that called? Needle threader? For some reason that doesn't sound right. And some extra floss bitties and things so that if I'm on the go, I can work on this and have everything I need. Oh, and a pair of reading glasses, because you just never know. This I worked on last night and a little bit this morning before I started doing the bride's prayer. Nope, that's not it. This is the June. Yes, the June sampler from Country Cottage Needleworks, sampler of the month. I still have the May one in here. And this is what I have so far. Look at the little watermelons. Okay, there's the cutest little ant on top of here that I need more practice. I need to figure out how to do either French knots or colonial knots, because I'm intimidated by them. If you have a good recommendation, I know I've asked this before, but somebody you've watched or a specific video would be very helpful on how to do that. I think the one I saw that has been the best for me is Jan Hicks, but I need to watch it while I do it. It hasn't stuck in there with me. So She's been the best video I've seen so far. Let's see, what is in here? I keep pulling this out. Oh, this is a new start. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm excited. I'm getting out of the house this weekend. Oh man, I've been so busy. I've hardly been in the house. Well, I have been in and out and in and out and in and out. There's just a lot to do. And today, so the car that my son got did need the brakes worked on, and we knew that going in, and it has to be done at a dealership. So we took it to a local dealership, dropped it off yesterday because they had to wait for the parts to come in. And hopefully it gets done today and we get to pick it up. But that means I have to drive him up there to pick it up. Anyways, this is the next one. This is Lori Holt, Stitchy Stars. I love this. I was watching Kimberly this morning on Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know why she was on Thursday instead of Wednesday. I missed that. But she is going to do this, or she said she's going to do this again in Christmas colors. And this is just such a great quilted look that you could do in so many different colorways. And the other thing she showed that Lori Holt is coming out with, I think it's called Kaleidoscope. I want to get that. I could be wrong on the name, but she came out with several different colorways for this cross stitch, and you could use any of those colorways in here with this, or the colors that are in that DMC. So I'll definitely be picking that up at some point. Oh, so much to do, so little time. This is my Stitchy Stars. My goal is to get one of these blocks done a week, and I was going to film on Wednesday, except I had to go drop off the car for the brakes. So that's why I didn't film yesterday. So Tuesday night I was trying to really hurriedly finish this so that I could show that I got row 2 or block 2 done. So that's my progress so far. Just a little bit started on block 3. I will not be, even though I won't be filming next week, I won't be going ahead 2 weeks. I also know that there's just not a lot of time. So unless this is something I bring with me down there and end up getting some time to work on, because once you know the pattern, it is pretty simple to keep going. I won't have 4 blocks done by next week. I'll just have 3, but we'll see where I'm at. I miscounted down here. I did, well, I shouldn't tell you how many there are across, but I did one more across on this box and then did the middle bottom. And then I'm over here and there wasn't enough room to do what I needed to do. And it took me forever to figure out. I kept counting and counting down, and then I finally realized, oh, so I had to take all of this out until the top row so that I could get to what I needed. Had I not had done that, I would have been a little bit further on block 3, a little bit ahead of the game. Now I'm just barely ahead of the game. So anyways, that's Stitchy Stars. My main goal, because I already have the finishing piece, is to have it done before the 4th of July. In an ideal world with more stitching like I had hoped to have in May, I would already have it done and hanging on the wall for Memorial Day. But yeah, it's okay. It'll be done for next year. So my last thing, this is actually a new start and a finish. I got my calendar crates from Stitching with the Housewives. Calendar crates July. And sitting in my car right now is this piece. So I went all over the store and ended up needing help to find it. It wasn't where it had been the first time I had seen it. But if you are interested in getting this finishing piece, it comes with a wire basket here that she took off. I may leave it on. I'm going to see how it fits in there once I'm done. But it's on sale 50% off right now at Hobby Lobby. And they have these. This is in the, I don't know what it's called, but the patriotic shop or the 4th of July, where they have all the 4th of July. There's these little frames that say things like God Bless America or Land That I Love or some USA, something like that. Home of the Brave. anyways, they've got several different ones, but that's the size that fits on there. So I got my calendar crates. I'm in the club from Fat Quarter Shop, so I'll get these sent to me each month. I am not sure when the next month comes out, but and they, again, the other thing Kimberly said this morning was that Fat Quarter Shop, that the housewives showed it on their video last week, and I watched it in pieces and I didn't see it, so I must have missed the sneak peek. That's what happens when I try and watch YouTube when the family's home. Anyways, I decided to start on the little bottom piece that comes. It's an extra little piece. I am so in love. I love, 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 love the striped letters and that little heart. Hold still. Come on, focus. So, of course, I had to do this. And then Tanya Spielman messaged me and said, showed me her progress. She's stitching in on the beach. I feel for you about the sand and everything, Tanya. Not really. Everybody. Okay, not everybody. But at least, let's see. Five people that I'm friends with are on the beach. One is local. We can all do that, right? Maybe if we didn't have other things going on. But Hawaii, Cancun, I'm just like, can I go somewhere fun? No. I've got 2 friends in Hawaii right now. Hawaii. I'm so glad things are opening up, and I am happy for you. I am over here just pale and pasty. It's raining. For those of you, Savannah and Tanya, yeah, you're missing the rain right now. It's been raining for 2 days. You're welcome. Anyways, Tanya is working on this, probably not on the beach. She said it got too sandy and windy, but she was sending me pictures of her progress, and then I sent her pictures of mine, and it was so much fun to be stitching at the same time with somebody. She actually does live here in Washington, but she was across the ocean, and it's just really fun. So if you have a buddy that you can send pictures with, I highly recommend it. Anytime you guys want to send me pictures, especially if you're working on something I'm working on or that I want to work on, I found that really motivating. So send me those pictures. It was a lot of fun. But here's mine. I did mine on coffee, and it's finished. It's a start and a finish. There's better coloring. I did mine on a piece of 28 count mushroom Lugana that I coffee tea dyed. It was my first coffee tea dye experience. I showed that in a, I didn't mean to show you the back. I showed you that in a previous video, but I took, I think, 4 different cloths and practiced on it using the video tutorial from Stitching with the Housewives. And then there was one other person, I can't remember, it's been so long since I watched it. Yeah, I don't remember who the other person was, but I kind of took mashup between those 2 videos to do mine, and it's time to do some more. I had so much fun doing this. It was so much easier for me than stitching on the black. I've tried the chalkboard Ada. I didn't have enough of it. And I didn't have enough. I had one little piece of black, and it was a 25 count, so I wasn't sure if it would fit in here anyways. Because this is a 28 or 14 count. I still would have done it, but I didn't have enough to do this matching piece, and I kind of wanted both of these fabrics to match. So I did it on this. Absolutely love it. We'll be doing more on it. And too, I really like the patriotic red, white, and blue type things, Americana things stitched on the coffee tea dyed looking fabric. I just think it, I don't know, it just really speaks to me. So these little flowers, I'm sorry I keep showing it, is just, and the little eye. Oh, Priscilla and Chelsea just did an amazing job on this. Love, love, love it. So when that was done, I pulled out the large, excuse me, the large calendar crates, July, or just the calendar crate. And I started, because Tanya was asking me, where'd you start? I started at the flagpole, and I actually just started with the yellow. I'm using the called for colors. So this is Queen Bee. I was going to change it to Finley Gold, and this is also for you, Tanya, because I couldn't remember what it had come in, but it was, oh, and it's right here in the front. It was in that Sampler of the Month from Country Cottage Needleworks. It's a new yellow to me, and yellow's not my favorite color, so, but I really like this, and this is the bright, buttery yellow called Finley Gold. They're both classic colorworks. And so I was debating between the two, but I ended up really liking the Queen Bee, and I thought it kind of went back into the fabric a little bit. Since yellow's not my favorite color, I don't want it to be bright and in your face. I want the white, the red, white, and blue to be more prominent. So yeah, I went with the Queen Bee that was called for, but that's the Finley Gold, which would also work. And it looked, I really liked the Finley Gold on the black. I don't know why, but I did. It's fun to play with colors, but then it also gives you so many options that it can feel overwhelming. So when it comes down to it, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just go with what they called for. Or just go eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and pick one. But I'm one of those people that changes colors. So yeah, that's the Queen Bee and the white. I've got the stars on the flag, and I've started on the stripes. I love this. I don't want to put it down. I am having so much fun, but there's, you know, so much to do. And I wanted to do a lot of patriotic starts this month since it's Memorial Day, and that gets me a head start on 4th of July. And we'll see if I continue on with that. Probably will through the summer. But also looking for other summer things to do. Okay, so haul. Happy mail, happy mail. Okay, I showed you, I'm sorry. Ugh, my nose itches. The top of my nose. I hope they can edit that out. So I've shown you this before. This is from R&R Woodworks KY, Kentucky. You can find them on Instagram, RNR Woodworks KY, and I'll link it down below. And they make these stands. So it's got a slit here. You can put your pattern in here and it stands up, and you can, it's like a pattern holder. It also comes with this little magnet, just a plain one, but I put my cute little house magnet. I think this is from Flamingo Toes on there. And then I have I don't know what it's called, thread counter, or if it's a counting pen. And then extra needles. As I finish projects up, I'll put the needle on there. But it's been really nice to have this. You can put your pattern on there, it'll stand up. Anyways, you can choose when you're going with them, you can choose which colors you want, well, I guess it's which type of wood and which type of stain. I also got this Floss Winder with that. This is perfect for those higher counts when I'm using a smaller length of thread. And then, but what I needed, because I also do the bigger patterns and I do the 2/2, I also wanted a longer Floss Winder. So I ordered, this is the 18-inch, which does 32 inches of floss. And it's so smooth. It's not even stained. It's just very nicely sanded. And it's got notches out. It'll be easier to show you on the smaller one. So what you do is you put your thread here and you wind it around until it's done. And then you end up here and you take your scissors and just clip that off, and it gives you the perfect length of thread. So this is the 9-inch, which gives you 18-inch length, and this is the 18-inch, which gives you 32-inch. They're very well made, very sturdy, and they're very responsive. So you if there's something you want, you just message them and they get right back to you. And then her husband did this little video for me. I think it's Rich and Roxanne are their names. And they have such good customer service, because when I messaged them the first time and they said, you can pick whatever you want. I was like, oh, I was just going to do, you know, what you had on hand. But if I can pick whatever I want, I would love something with a little bit of character. And that's why I got this I love that it had 2 different colors in the wood grain itself. And there's you know, different colors on the back. There's a little tiny knot right here that, oh, I don't have enough hands. I'm trying to hold this other thing in my lap. Okay, there we go. It's got a little tiny, that was a knot in the wood that is the shape of a heart, probably where a branch or limb was sticking out. So anyways, she asked me, you know, are you a quilter? Do you use the clapper? And I said, yeah, I have a clapper, but I was thinking it's like a tailor's clapper. If you're not a quilter, it might not make any sense to you, but I was wanting to get another one because when I work on the Serendipity quilt along, I'm finding I need more than one to hold those seams down because I'm doing the 9-inch size. Can't even imagine doing the 6-inch size block. But she said, okay, well, my husband has one with character he wants to show you. And they did this cutest little video. So this is the clapper. And what you do is you're using the heat from the iron and then you put this right on. It soaks up the heat and it flattens your seams. It works so, so, so well. So this is the top and then the sides. I love that it's a different color. And then the bottom, you can see the little bit of character. And he has sanded it smooth, but it's just gorgeous. So thank you guys. I love it. This came super quickly. She's still kind of working on shipping on this, but I wanted to let you know, came beautifully. Nothing was damaged. Nothing was broken. It was all in one piece. Hey, they match. They came at 2 separate times because she couldn't fit this in the package that this came in. But beautiful, lovely, love it. Thank you guys so, so much. And there's only one more little bit of haul or happy mail. This is my Floss Fix from Classic Colorworks. Fat Quarter Shop sends it out. And this month, if you haven't seen yours yet, then you can peace out because I'm almost done. Or you can just look away. But, or, you know, I don't know, fast forward. Can you do that on YouTube? Anyways, this is the Floss Fix Classic Colorworks Fat Quarter Shop Blush Pink. That's the color. Blush, it's written on the front, not on the back. So the colors are gorgeous. You love pinks. This would be good for that So Blessed. I mean, I don't know what colors they have, even though I ordered it, but I have the So Blessed chart that just came out at Market, and it's got pink spools of thread. You could totally rechart it with these, and if they aren't already in it, and I think it'd work beautifully. I love, 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 love these colors. So, Dulce de Leche. It's a kind of a light milky pink. Rosy Glow. Bella Rosa. This is light. It goes from like a cream to a pink. So this would be really good if you want variation because there's a lot of it in. It's a light tone, but there's a lot of it in there. I wonder if that would work for the Winter Rose Manor house. Secondhand Rose, which I have another chart that called for this, so I was excited that it came. I didn't have to order it. Sweetest Heart. The red shirt's competing with it. It's a mauvey, purpley pink. I totally didn't describe that very well. It's got a little more purple in it than is showing up, but that's probably because of, like I said, my red sweater. And then Wild Berries. I wonder. No, it's the true color is not showing up. I really like Wild Berries. It is definitely deep pink, or probably like a purple burgundy, not purple. I'm having trouble with colors today, you guys. And the color is not showing up. Let me see if it shows up on here. A little bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Anyways, order wild berries and see if you don't have it. I really like the color. So that's my floss picks, and that's all I have. So I just got the wood, the clapper, the floss winder, and some thread. I placed an order last night for more thread. And I switched over, it might not show up in this order, but I switched over my Bestitch Me fabric from 28 count Lugana going either way to 32 count neutral. So I just found out, thanks to Mel, that there is a 36 count even weave that was sold by Fat Quarter Shop. It might be other places, but I believe this is WIPGO based. And so I need to place an order and try that out, because even weave would be nice. And then she also said Verdal. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's an even weave as well. So I asked Brandy about that from Bestitch Me, and so she said that she's gonna look and see if she has any, you know, scraps or remnant type pieces that she can send me so I can see it in person. So that I thought was another really good customer service above and beyond. And don't be afraid to reach out to owners of companies, especially if they're just small businesses and they want to work with you. And oftentimes you'll get so much better customer service because they really count on each and every customer, and they care about the business they're in because they're doing it for themselves. Sometimes if you go to a big company, people are working there, it's not their business, so they're not as invested in it, let's just say that. But cross-stitching usually isn't the case. I've had really good experience with just about everybody that I have worked with in the cross-stitching world. So that's all I have for you this week. I will not be here next week, I don't think. I may post on Instagram, so you can go check out my Instagram account and see if I've posted anything, or I may not. I may just have to take a week off from the social side of cross stitch. But if you are watching this and you know of a place along I-5 from, I know there's not really anything from here to Portland, but from Portland down to, let's say, Redding, California, Chico, Yuba City, that area. If you know of any stitching shops, I don't know they'll have time to stop this time, but family lives down there. So now that things are opened up again a little bit more and we can travel more, and I'll be making more trips. So if you know of any quilt shops or stitching shops, cross-stitch needlework shops, and I don't know that there are any, will you please let me know? Because I will put it on my list. I'll kind of map it out, especially the next time I go down, I might be going by myself. So that gives me a lot more flexibility. My job is way more flexible than my husband's, so I can spend a little more time. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I hope you guys have a great stitching week. I hope you're getting a lot done with Stitch Mania or however you're celebrating this month. And if you're just outside and in the garden, I hope your flowers are growing. And I will catch you guys in my next video. It might even be June by the time I come back. That seems crazy. We'll see. Thank you guys. Bye.